really little. I'm so little.
We're going to put those there so you guys can see them, okay? Oh boy, my sorry.
We're all tired.
No, you're not as tired as I am. That was cold.
You went back into the Red Sea?
No, I didn't go back into the Red Sea.
It looks like you did.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm positive. Anyways, Malachi was worried about all these rules that we have to obey, but we know what they are, and we're going to go over them each, okay, one by one. And we talked about traps. Remember what traps are? Joshua, my main man, gave me some traps. He uses these around the camp to catch food and stuff. But sometimes a trap can be mean to us too. What kind of a trap would we have if a friend told us to go steal something? Or if we went down to the school and wrote things on the wall? See what kind of trap we can get into during our own lives? So we're going to go through these, and if anybody, well, I'll ask you some questions, okay? What's the first one? The first commandment says that we shouldn't have any gods except our one true God. And why do you think God wants us to honor Him only?
Because
Yes.
if there's too many, then who can we trust?
That's right, and He is the one true God. That's a good answer. Anybody else?
Because God is because God, I can't put it in the words.
Well, I know the Egyptians trust their gods, and that didn't save them. So I think we should trust our God.
It's very good, Malachi. I like
Because
that.
He actually saved us.
That's right. If we follow fake gods, we're missing out on the one true God, right? And He loves us. And don't we trust Him too? Sure. Okay, and the second commandment right here, this one says that we shouldn't have idols in our lives.
What's an idol?
That means things that matter more to us than God does. What kind of a thing in your life might be an idol?
Nothing.
Huh?
Not really. My family.
Yeah, you could love your family more than you love God.
No!
God wants to be loved more than anybody.
No food.
And if you had a bicycle, let's say you got a brand new bicycle,
I love my family more.
do
No!
you? God says you're supposed to love Him above all things, even your own family.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about if you loved money more?
Money would be the same thing. Anything in your life that you love more than God would be an idol. Maybe you got a favorite TV program, or a brand new bicycle, or a favorite friend, or a good friend, or something like that. That's all, that's fine, but not more than, you don't love them more than God does. Right, Malachi?
Right.
That could be a real trap, especially if you like video games and things like that.
I do. I can't believe people like that.
The third commandment says don't misuse the name of God. In other words, using God like in a dirty sentence, a filthy sentence. And you probably maybe have heard that word before. I know I have. But we're not going to repeat it, do we? That's a real sin. God wants to be called God and nothing else, nothing added to it. That's some of the traps that we can fall into in our life, see? So, God guides us so.
Trust God.
All right. Are you starting to understand why God gives us the commandments, Malachi?
Yeah, starting to get a hang of
Good
this.
things for life. Okay, let's check out the next one. This fourth commandment says to keep Sabbath day holy. This one right here. What's the Sabbath day? That's Sunday when we go to church, right? Well, how would you not keep that holy? Anybody got any ideas with that? Let's say you want to go out and play golf on Sunday morning instead of coming to church and seeing your friends and listen to the pastor.
I can't go to church because my mom has to work all the time.
Uh-huh. Well, then you need to talk to one of the leaders here and see if we can get you a ride here.
Well, but I do get to go to groups.
Oh, okay, youth group is great. Or let's say you have a favorite TV program that comes on Sunday morning. Oh, I don't want to go to church. I want to watch my TV. The Lord says to keep the Sabbath day holy. The fifth commandment says to honor your mother and your father. Number 5. So what ways would that be breaking that commandment?
Oh, if your mom and your dad do like a lot of great stuff for you, and you feel like and you're like really greedy, and then so like your parents are all no, you're all mean to your parents, like
Right.
being smart
Or back talking.
back talking.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
Not obeying your parents.
Good job.
not obeying your parents. That's a good answer.
Like when I didn't throw the manna out.
That's right. Didn't obey. You see where we're going with these nice rules? Okay, the next commandment is number 6, and it says not to murder.
Whoops.
You know that one's bad, right? You know you could go to jail for the rest of your life if you murder or hurt somebody where they die. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
If you murder somebody to protect your family or you or your son or something,
That's
still get in big
self-defense.
trouble.
That's not murder. That's a whole different subject.
Moses wrote a whole book on it.
Yeah.
Great question, Wayne.
Okay, number 7 says that husband and wife should stay true to one another. And why is that?
Because, like, husband and wives, they should never fight. They should never steal from each other. They need to remain. They need to remain a
Yeah.
family, and
We need to all be a
I
family.
like that, Wayne. That
Right,
was really
very good. That's a good answer. I like that. And number 8 says not to steal. That's pretty self-explanatory. It's wrong to steal. And number 9, the 9th commandment says not to lie. And we know about that too. And why shouldn't we lie?
because if you lie, then you have to explain by lying,
And lying
You
again,
gotta
and
know
lying
both
again, and
lies.
lying again.
Good point, Kaden.
You see where we're going, Malachi? What do you think about these rules for life?
They're really good,
Yeah,
but
I
really
think they
hard
are really-
too.
Well,
Moses, Kaden had an answer too.
uh-huh, yes.
You shouldn't lie because whenever you lie, you won't go to heaven. You would go somewhere else.
Very good point. Okay, and the 10th commandment says not to covet something else. Does everybody know what the word covet means?
No. Oh,
That
It's
means
like
to
how-
want something.
I know.
I really wanted Moses' staff really bad.
I know what it means.
Really bad.
So you mean you feel like stealing?
I'm
Yes.
coveting his
Yes,
staff.
You won't.
It means being thankful for what you have and being content.
Being thankful for what you have. That wraps it all up
I love
pretty
that
much.
silence.
So you can see where these traps could lead in your life. These are traps. Malachi asked about them. And sometimes if we get caught in the trap, this is what happens. Oh, you can get caught in one of those traps. And it's the same thing in life too.
My dad did that too.
That would not feel good.
You know, Moses, these rules are starting to make sense to me.
Sure they make sense. They might be hard to follow, but there's a way out. Even if you break one of these, there's a way out. How do we, if we break one of these rules here that God gives us, what's our way out? Go ahead.
To ask God to forgive us.
Ask God to forgive us. That's right. That's where Jesus comes in, right? You know, Jesus will always forgive us. We're not perfect. Malachi and myself, we've broken some of these rules, but as soon as we remember that, oh, God didn't want me to do this, I ask Jesus to forgive me, and he does. So we're not perfect, but Jesus is. Does everybody know who Jesus is here?
Yes.
Everybody knows. Okay. If you have any questions, I want you to be sure and ask your tribe leader or somebody like that, okay? And Malachi and Moses, myself will be around today. If you've got any questions about God or Jesus, you come see one of us, okay? Now, I've got one more thing for you, just to remind you about all these commandments that God gives. We made some small scrolls for you. And maybe you could take them home and ask your mom or your dad.
I want to open it.
And
Yeah, don't open them yet,
put
guys.
it on the wall.
Just
It'd
keep
be a
them
nice
maybe on.
reminder for
Open
you.
them like a pirate.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming.
Think I was gonna throw it at you.
And I hope
Let's
you
thank
guys are
Moses.
enjoying yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you.